Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. In today's video, I'll be doing a retro review of Mega Man 4, so let's get into it. So Mega Man 4, as you might have guessed, is the fourth installment of the Mega Man series, and this game follows the events that took place in Mega Man 3, and so Mega Man has recently defeated Dr. Wily for the third time, and it seems like the world is finally safe. But unfortunately, a new evil doctor, Dr. Cossack, has appeared and has built new robots that are terrorizing the world and trying to take over. So you once again take on the reins of Mega Man in order to stop these evil robots from destroying the world. And so you'll partner up with your trusty dog Rush to fight these evil robots and save the world. On top of that, this game introduces Mega Man to a new powered up Mega Buster, giving him the ability to unleash super powerful charge shot against his enemies. And so in typical Mega Man fashion, you'll start off and you have the option to choose between 8 different evil robot masters, take on their stages, and then face them in an epic boss fight at the end of the level. And so this game plays similar to Mega Man 3, where you have all of those abilities where you can slide, hold more energy tanks, keep them after continues. But on top of that, this game introduces a new aspect to the series, secret hidden items on some of the stages. So as you play, you can find special items like the wire and the balloon ability. And so this is pretty cool. It's an additional couple of items that work alongside Rush to allow you to reach tough to get areas and make it easier in some platforming aspects of the game. And so on a recent playthrough, going through some aspects of the game, I could only imagine the difficulty of getting past some of the things without having these special hidden items that you can find in the game. Now, what I like about this game, number one, is the music is great as usual in your typical Mega Man game. It also has a bunch of awesome characters like Skull Man, Pharaoh Man, Drill Man, Ring Man, and more. The game also introduces other various elements like riding specific enemies to get past spike areas. And each stage really has a lot of unique enemies based on the specific theme of the stage, which I think is really cool. One thing to note about this game though is that it is incredibly hard and challenging, as well as very long. So spoiler alert, I guess. This game's pretty old, so you might already know this, but if you've never played, you might not. But the game, you'll play through the first 8 stages, then you'll take on a castle of Dr. Cossack, and then you'll also take on a castle from Dr. Wily, plus an additional bonus stage after that as well. And so this is not really a game that you can play very fast, especially if you're brand new to the Mega Man series. You'll probably struggle a bit because it can get very difficult as you face off against the challenging platforming and boss fights. Another thing that can be a little frustrating when you play this game is that some of the later levels in Wily's castle, as you're fighting specific bosses, in some cases, only specific weapons will hurt that boss. And if you've run out of that weapon ability, it can actually make it impossible to defeat the boss. And so that can be very frustrating. I was playing recently with my girlfriend and she was going through for the first time and made it to one of these bosses and ended up being out of the ammo and just ended up having to kill herself over and over again in the game to get a game over in order to refill her weapon energy to be able to hurt the boss. And so I think that was maybe a little oversight in the game, that if you happen to be out of specific weapons, it makes it impossible to beat the bosses in some instances, and I don't really like that. But I do really like that this game introduced the powered up charging Mega Buster, because that allowed you to have really a chance to defeat a lot of the bosses if you were at the disadvantage and didn't have the specific boss weakness in your arsenal at that point. And so I think that really adds to the replay value of the game, because if you get good enough at the patterns of specific bosses and want to utilize just your Mega Buster to defeat them, you're able to do that. And so it really can give you a brand new experience every single time you play through this game, because you can fight the bosses in a different order. Or if you want a real challenge, take on all the bosses without using specific weapon weaknesses and just the powered up Mega Buster. So I would say if you've really mastered this game, it might take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours to beat. But if it's your first time playing through this, you could end up playing anywhere from 3 to 5 hours to really get past all the areas. Thankfully, there's a password system, so you can restart where you left off. if you do happen to get a game over as you're playing. But usually when I play a Mega Man game, I tend to play the whole thing start to finish and try and beat it in one sitting. So you're looking at a few hours of playtime to be able to do that. If you want to pick this up, it is available on a lot of different platforms right now. Obviously, if you have the original NES version, you can play it there, but there have been a lot of different Mega Man collections that have come out over the years, and I'm recently playing it through on the Mega Man Legacy collection for Nintendo Switch. But it is available on other recent platforms as well. But let me know in the comments below how you feel Mega Man 4 stacks up in your list of top Mega Man games. I'd love to chat about it more with you there in the comments below. And if you guys like this video, be sure to smash that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. And if you'd like to help us support the channel, pick out content and more, become a patron of ours at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays we do on the channel, you can follow us on Twitch at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.